Good evening, everyone. Notice of this meeting stating the date, place, and time has been disseminated as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. Copies of the agenda are also posted on the city's website and Linden TV for the public. This meeting is now called to order. Mr. Clerk, can you please conduct a prayer of flag salute? We're going to ask all to remain standing for a moment of silence in memory of those killed in Israel during the recent terrorist attacks and in remembrance of our former city employee, Sharon Cefello.
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body in their deliberations. This we ask in thy name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, please be seated. In the event of an emergency, the proper method of exiting the council chambers is through the three doors in the rear of the room. Occupants should proceed down the staircase, out the front door, and move away from the area of the front steps. Any member of the public wishing to speak during the public comment session at the end of the meeting, please sign in on the white sheets provided in the front of the room with your name and address. Please turn off all cell phones or place them on vibrate. If you must take a call, please leave the council chambers to do so. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Ormond.
Here.
Javik.
Present.
Caldwell. Mohammed.
Excused.
Here.
Rivas. Here. Roman.
Present.
Strano.
Here.
Blaine. Medina.
Here.
Hudak.
Here.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Here. Okay, can we have approval of the public session minutes of September 19th, 2023?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of September 19th, 2023, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond.
Yes.
Javik.
Yes.
Mohammed. Yes. Rivas.
Yes.
Roman.
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Medina.
Abstain.
Hudak.
Yes.
And Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. We're now going to have a presentation to Mayor Armstead from the Pulaski Day Parade Committee from our Grand Marshal Frank Pivovarchik. Okay, Mayor, Frank apologizes he couldn't make it here this evening, but he asked if I would present this to you this evening. At the New York City banquet, which was held the week prior to the parade, Frank made presentations to many people that are very active and support the Polish community. The mayor and myself were honored. So, Mayor, this is a beautiful award he had made up. The coin is actually designed by his son. But I'll read it to you, all right? All right. To Honorable Derek Armstead, Mayor of the City of Linden, the specially commissioned commemorative challenge coin honoring the 86th Pulaski Day Parade Grand Marshal, Frank Pivovarchik, is presented to you in recognition of your unwavering commitment to the Polish-American community and your loyal support of the 2023 annual Pulaski Day Parade in New York City, USA. Thank you for your active role in the largest manifestation of Polish-American heritage to commemorate the Polish hero of the American Revolutionary War, Brigadier General Kazimierz Pulaski, the father of the American cavalry, whose bravery and ultimate sacrifice defending freedom and independence changed the world Shaping the Future of the United States of America. With gratitude from Frank Pivolarchuk, 86th Grand Marshal of the New York City Parade. Okay? His son designed that coin, Mayor. I don't know if you want to show it. Okay? So, we thank you. All right? You have another presentation?
Okay, I have a proclamation. Basically, this proclamation is just for stating that the City of Linden is in support of making sure that our schools and after-school programs are alive and well. We find that it's inherently beneficial to have programs after school. At least back when we were coming up, there was always a school open, and then we got away from it, and I think we're trying to get back to it now. So I'll read the following proclamation. It's called Keeping the Lights On After School. It's a proclamation. Whereas the citizens of Linden, New Jersey stand firmly committed to quality after-school programs and opportunities because they, number one, provide safe and engaging learning experiences that help children realize their full potential, support working families by ensuring that children are safe and productive when they are out of their classrooms, build stronger communities by involving students, parents, business leaders, and adult volunteers in the lives of young people, thereby promoting positive relationships among youth, families, and adults. Engage families, schools, and community partners in advancing the welfare of our children. Whereas the before care and after care programs at school number 1, school number 2, school number 4, school number 5, school number 6, school number 8, school number 9, and school 10 have provided child care for working families in the City of Linden, as well as a safe place for our elementary students to learn and grow academically, behaviorally, socially, and emotionally. Whereas the federal-funded 21st Century Community Learning Center at St. Joseph E. Soule Middle School has provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement in the education and well-being of our youth, grounded in the principle that quality after-school programs are key to helping our children become successful adults. Whereas Lights On After School, the national celebration of after-school programs held this year on October 26, 2023, promotes the importance of quality after-school programs in the lives of children, families, and communities. Whereas nearly 25 million families report that they would enroll their children in an after-school program if one were available. And whereas many after-school programs across the country are facing operational challenges so severe that they are forced to consider closing their doors and turning off their lights. Whereas the City of Linden is committed to investing in the health and safety of all young people by providing expanded learning opportunities that help our children learn and grow while helping them develop the skills essential for success in life and work. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Derek Armstead, do hereby proclaim October 26, 2023 as Lights On After School Day, and be it further resolved that I, Mayor Derek Armstead, enthusiastically endorse Lights On After School and commits the City of Linden to engage in innovative after-school programs and activities that ensure that the lights stay on and the doors stay open for all children after school. Signed by myself, Mayor Derek Armstead.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, we'll now move on to ordinances on hearing. Okay, ordinance 6713 was tabled at the April meeting. It's going to remain on the table. We're going to begin this evening with ordinance 6759, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 2, Administration of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 2, Administration, Article 7, Police, Policies and Procedures, Section 2-69.4.1, fee for use of Linden Police Pistol Range shall be in the same as amended as follows. Delete Section 2-69.4.1 in its entirety and add new Section 2-69.4.1.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance 6759, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
yes,
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6760, please.
An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a schedule of titles, salary ranges, and regulations for maintaining the classification and salary standardization plan of all employees of the City of Linden, passed August 15, 1995, and approved August 16, 1995. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, add Schedule 4-RR-4.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to move the hearing on ordinance 67-60 be closed, the ordinance adopted, and I request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Yes. Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
yes,
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Ordinance 6761, please.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Linden, County of Union, New Jersey, adopting an amendment to the redevelopment plan entitled Redevelopment Plan, Block 587, lots 3.01, 3.02, and 3.03, the former LCP site, pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 48:12A-1 at sequence.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the audience who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes,
Yes,
thank you, Council President.
Council President, I'd like to move ordinance number 67-61 close the hearing and ordinance adopted. Request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Yes. Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
yes,
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6762, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 7-12, Parking Time Limited, shall be in the same as hereby amended as follows. 7-12, Parking Time Limited, name of street, add 15-minute parking, add Northwood Avenue, East Side, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday, from a point 375 feet north of the north curb line of East Blanky Street to a point 86 feet northerly therefrom.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the audience who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 6762, move it into, approve it and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Yes. Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
yes,
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6763, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, shall be in the same as hereby amended as follows. Chapter 7, Traffic, 7-33, Handicap Parking Regulations, 7-33.1A, Handicap Parking on Street, add 1514 Winans Avenue, 1 space, 306 Kennedy Drive, 1 space.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the audience who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 6763, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
yes,
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6764, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 7-34, Don't Block the Box, shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Chapter 7, Traffic, 7-34, Don't Block the Box. 7-34.B, Don't Block the Box, critical intersections. Add Park Avenue and the Wawa driveway, 1951 East Edgar Road, west side.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance 6764, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Yes. Rivas? Yes. Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
yes,
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6765, please.
An ordinance authorizing the sale of Block 95, Lot 2, known as 1011 Dill Avenue on the current tax atlas of the City of Linden in the County of Union and not needed for public use, and setting the minimum bid price of $200,000.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance 6765, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Yes. Rivas? Yes. Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
yes,
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6766, please.
An ordinance amending Chapter 3 entitled Police Regulations and Chapter 7 entitled Traffic. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 3 entitled Police Regulations shall be, and the same is amended, to delete the following sections: 3-20, 3-30, 3-43A, 3-44, and 3-45. Section 2, that Chapter 7 entitled Traffic shall be, and the same is amended, to add the following sections: 7-9, miscellaneous restrictions for vehicles and buses; 7-9.1, repairs and washing of motor vehicles in public streets; 7-9.2, obstruction of streets and sidewalks; 7-9.3, placement of vehicles or personal property adjacent to the fence surrounding Linden Airport.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
I move to close public hearing ordinance 6766, move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Yes. Rivas? Yes. Roman? Yes. Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes,
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6767, Councilwoman Hudak?
I make a motion to remove 67-67 from consideration and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Yes. Rivas? Yes. Roman? Yes. Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes,
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6768, please.
An ordinance amending Chapter 2-8 entitled City Administrator by the City Council in the City of Linden. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Linden as follows: Section 1, Chapter 2, Article 8.5, entitled Overall Administrative Duties shall be amended to read.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the audience who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to move the hearing be closed for ordinance number 67-68, the ordinance adopted, and I request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Rivas? Roman?
No.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to consent agenda items. All items listed with asterisks are considered to be routine by the city council, only enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requests. We have items 1 and 2. Can we have a motion, please?
I move for approval of consent items 1 and 2 and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. We'll now move on to reports from members of the governing body. Okay, we'll start with Councilwoman Ormond in the First Ward.
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to first start off with my report for Finance, followed by the Division of Transportation and Properties, and then my ward report. For Finance, approval is requested for the following finance actions: the payment of bills totaling $2,589,036.98. Bills have been signed by the Mayor, Council President, and Finance Chairwoman, and a detailed check register and vouchers are on file in the clerk's office. We are in receipt of investments made by the City Treasurer for the month of September at a rate of 3.1%. In the Finance Department, the approval is granted for the CFO to submit the best practices worksheet to the Division of Local Government Services by the November 3rd deadline, 2023. I move for approval and ask for the second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Yes. Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
I vote, I abstain on number 1 and vote yes on 2 and 3.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Go ahead, Councilwoman.
Okay, I hereby submit the monthly financial report from the Division of Transportation and Parking for the month of September 2023. This report includes the collection of on- and off-street parking meters, railroad parking lots, railroad parking permits, and merchant parking permits. The Trenton side collections, $2,062. New York side collection, $1,201. Railroad credit card transactions, $6,410.83. Railroad permits, $996. New railroad daily parking, $24,313.29. Online railroad permits, $13,818. Parking meter collections, $8,818. Merchant permits, nothing. For the grand total of $57,619.12, submitted by Tyrone Givens, the traffic maintenance supervisor. Now, just for the ward report, I just would like to remind, or just let the residents know that the yard sale that was rained out last weekend, you can pull your items out on the 22nd and 23rd for the rain date. And if it rains again this weekend, the next week, 10/28 and 10/29 would be the additional rain date. If you'd like to do your yard sale, the fee for the permit is being waived. Just give me a call, and I'll make sure that we post your address on social media sites so people will know that they can come to your house to shop. I do also want to let you know that we have utility work that's going to be started the first week of November on East Gibbon Street and East Curtis Street. That was strategically planned because school will be closed during that week, and it'll give you a little bit of an opportunity to not have so much congestion as the utility work is being done. And this is going to be weather permitting. I also would like to have the residents of the First Ward save the dates, December 6th and December 8th, for the holiday craft make and take. Several years ago, I did it. We celebrated all 3 winter holidays, Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa, where the kids were able to come into the clubhouse and make a craft and actually take it home. It was a series of ornaments, dreidels, menorahs, Christmas trees, so many different items that they were able to make. Each day will be limited to 50 students. The place will be given at a later date at the next council meeting, and you will have to sign up with your name and your child's name on the date that you would like to attend. So just keep in mind, we're probably going to have a little elf that's going to be there to greet the children also, and a little gift will be given to all of the children who come in and participate in the holiday craft make and take. And then last but not least, as we know, it's getting dark really quickly now. Daylight savings time is just going to be coming to an end. So just please be careful. There are a lot of children in the neighborhood, a lot of kids riding bikes, scooters, the whole 9 yards. So please be careful. Sometimes they don't pay attention, so it's up to us who are behind bigger vehicles, the four-wheel vehicles that weigh tons, to be extra careful of those that are maybe not paying as close attention. And parents, please watch your children. Like I said, it's just, it's dark and it's dangerous. So once again, just have a safe Halloween, enjoy, and just be careful out there, everyone. That ends my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ormond. Okay, Councilman Javik?
Yes, Council President. As chairman of the Fire Committee, the Fire Prevention Bureau collected the following monies during the month of September 2023, a total of $6,404.43. Regarding the Linden Fire Department ambulance billing, the amount of $53,491.68 for September 2023 have been added to the total deposits for 2023, totaling $859,750.20. As liaison to the Board of Health, regarding the second annual health fair on Saturday, 10/14/23 at School Number 1, the Board of Health would like to thank all of our tabling organizations and health service providers, the Department of Community Services, the Linden Police Department, the Linden Fire Department, and especially the Linden Board of Education for their help in making this event such a big success. Despite the rain, there was a great turnout which provided many valuable free health services to our community. Also, please take note, there was a change in the location for future Board of Health meetings. With the conversion of a first-floor office to a conference room, the Linden Board of Health has a resolution on the agenda for their regular meeting scheduled on Tuesday, October 24, 2023, to change the location of their meetings from the John T. Gregorio Center to the Board of Health offices in the Community Center building at 605 Southwood Avenue. Good evening, everybody. We have had several incidences regarding dogs in our city. Please make sure all your gates are closed when allowing your dog into your yard. Practice good judgment when walking your dog, using a leash at all times. Make sure your dog is licensed and has tags attached to the collar. Also, make sure rabies shots are up to date. Using common sense will prevent incidences and add to many years of enjoyment with your pets. With the increasing popularity of electric bikes and scooters and their increased speeds, please be vigilant in how and where you ride these devices. Take precautions and wear a helmet. I'm sure the state is looking at heavier enforcement on this new mode of transportation. In the Second Ward, final restoration will take place on West Blanky Street in about a week. This will be for the concrete road surface. Asphalt paving will continue on that in mid-November. I'll see you all at the Halloween parade at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Looking forward to that. And I can be reached at 908-494-4608 or email me at bjavick@linden-newjersey.gov. On Facebook, Second Ward Councilman Barry E. Javick. As always, additional information needed can always be found on our City of Linden website. End of report.
Thank you, Councilman Javik. Okay, Councilman Mohammed.
Good evening. Dear friends and neighbors, fall weather is upon us, and I look forward to seeing you and your family at the Latin Festival and also our spectacular 7th annual Halloween parade. Thank you very much, Councilman. In the 4th Ward, all trees susceptible to infiltration by the spotted lantern flies within the Martin Luther King Park have been treated by a licensed arborist just last week. Also asked our in-house masonry crew of the Division of Transportation and Properties to pour concrete slabs beneath the bleachers at the edge of our basketball court. This will eliminate the sinking of those bleachers and prevent muddy conditions that existed for our players and fans. That work will continue no later, will commence, pardon me, no later than spring of 2024. As all of you know, it's my distinct pleasure to serve you in the Fourth Ward and remain at your service. You can reach me at 908-463-4843. God bless you. Heaven smile upon you.
Thank you, Councilman Mohammed. Councilman Rivas.
Good evening, citizens on Linden. As the council liaison to the Board of Education, I would like to pass some information on what I have gathered from the work that our Linden Board of Education is performing for the children of our city. I attended the last business meeting on the month of September, and I witnessed how they are working together with the community, with our law enforcement officers. Would like to thank you for the cooperation that they are working with our Linden Board of Education. As you may heard, many of the communities got very concerned about some circumstances of violence that occurred at early days of our school year. I am here to tell you that having followed the work that the Linden Board of Education is doing with our community, with our law enforcement officers, with security officers out there, they're working hard for these events not to keep happening. I like to be the one asking for also for the collaboration of our parents to make sure that we talk to our children. Violence is not the way how we can handle situations out there. But regardless of I'd like to say that I am very pleased with the work that I'm seeing that the Board of Education has engaged on doing in order to try to educate our children on how to resolve conflicts without violence. I also like to share with you that in the last meeting, they pilot a new initiative called It Takes a Village to Educate Our Children in Linden, and this initiative will recognize students, teachers, community members, everyone that out there has passion to help in the education of our children. And I think that is a great initiative because what it is recognizes the work that many of parents, many community members out there do in order to support the education of our children in the city. As I was just making reference of the violence, this week is the School Violence Awareness Week. There are meetings with students, parents, school districts, personnel, and police officers to share ways to ensure school safety. It was a meeting taking place at Linden High School where council president of the students, student council, the mayor, school administrators, security personnel, law enforcement, they got together to find ways on how to work together in order to avoid violence. And the children and the child, every one of the high school children that attended were very pleased for having them on the table. As I mentioned, the Board of Education is trying to recognize that we need to have our children on the table for them to also help us in everything that we do in order to avoid violence out there in our community. I'd like to report that as per information shared by our Linden Board of Education Superintendent, our student attendance is maintaining over 95% of attendance in all our schools with more than 6,500 students register for the school year, so our attendance is maintained very well. Our children are attending school, and those are good news. I also had the opportunity to go back, be present in some of the events called Back to School Days, especially for the Fifth Ward and the school number 4, and for the high school. I witnessed how the teachers are committed in order to make sure that they have conversations with the parents to inform them what their plans are to educate our children. I'd like to also inform the community that tomorrow there is a ESL bilingual Parents Night at school number 9 between 6:30 and 8:30 p.m. This is a good opportunity to meet with ESL's administrators of the school district, and dinner and childcare will be provided. If you would like to follow the business of the Linden Board of Education, today there is their work session as similar as we're having a meeting today for the city. But on Thursday, October 19th, they will have their regular business session at McManus Middle School gym. Last but not least, I would like to share with the community that on October 4th, at the Linden High School Gymnasium, over 65 college careers and military personnel offered them a fair to provide parents and students information on how to attend college education opportunities, and this particular fair also offer information on financial aid. That will be my report on the Board of Education, on what I witnessed, and I was able to support of the work that they're doing. In regards to my ward, the fifth ward, I'd like to continue to say thank you to all my constituents and my neighbors in the fifth ward for being very supportive with me. This is my first year as a council member representing all of you in the city, and I'm going to continue to work and learn everything that I need to do in order to represent you well. I'd like to inform my neighbors and constituents that just this week I had a conversation with our traffic committee chairman, woman, Ms. Orton, in order to try to bring up to the table conversations about the speeding issue that is being reported by some of my constituents in Hagel Street and Nora Drive. There are conversations that we're going to take in order to try to address these issues. Last but not least, I made a commitment since my first day that I had an opportunity to address the community, to recognize the work of all of city officials. Their dedication and support is what keeps the city moving forward. And many of them, with the work that they do, they don't expect to be recognized. But I would like to say that I made a commitment since my first day to keep recognizing them and keep thanking them for the hard work that they do. As always, I'd like to ask all the citizens of Linden to please be careful out there, to look out, to be good neighbors, to practice good community efforts. We're here to try to make our living better day in and day out. I'd also like to invite you to the Halloween parade this Sunday. And if you want to reach me, you can do it on phone number 908-718-7609. Again, 908-718-7609, or via email at crivas@linden-nj.gov. Thank you, Madam President. That ends my report.
Thank you, Councilman Rivas. Councilman Roman?
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, Linden in the 6th Ward. I just want to start off by talking about Smith Street, the sitting water issue that has been going on at Smith Street and Rebecca. It's been going on for a few months. I've been speaking about it. The water, for some reason, is sitting right at the area where we paved and curbed at the bottom of the street. Engineering was out there today taking measurements, and we will be repaving and thus regrading that entire area again. And this will solve the solution. This is the solution. So once we get the water moving out of that area, I'll be happy when we do that so that we can put this to rest along with the other punch items on Smith Street and Hampton. The other night I was able to attend the School 6 PTA Harvest Festival. This event has not been going on for the last few years, even before COVID. It was very successful under a previous PTA, and the girls of over at School 6 PTA had very big shoes to fill, and oh boy, did they fill them. Hundreds of pumpkins, bales of hay, vendors, bounce castles, a food truck, face painting. There was a lot going on there. Thank you, OEM and Linden Police Department, for the lighting, and everyone else from the city that helped the girls pull this off. It really was a great community event, and it was right here in the 6th Ward. In regards to Wheeler Park, which is our county park in the 6th Ward, pickleball courts are being built by the county and they're near completion. I want to thank Commissioner Bodek and the Parks Department, especially the Parks Director Vicki Drake, who was born and raised right here in Linden, for making this idea finally come to fruition. We're awarding a contract on our sidewalk and curbing tonight, pending a yes vote by this council. So if you have any sidewalks or curbs that need to be redone, please give me a call and I will come out and check on them for you. My phone number is 908-494-5784, and you can certainly see this video on YouTube after, in case you need that number again. I want to say something about Chief Hart and the police department. I'm not sure how many months ago, but we've been working on this special crimes unit for a few months now, and Chief Hart rattled off a lot of the incidents that had happened in the last month. It seemed like he was talking for 10 to 15 minutes, and all of us listening. However, he gives us reports on our police department, what's going on in the city in great detail, and he gave us some stats that crime is, some statistics specifically are down 40 and 50% since this crime unit has been put together. And I've said in previous council meetings that I will 100% support the continuation of this crime unit, and whatever we need to do to keep those men and women on the streets fighting the crime in this city and keeping all your family members safe. So Chief Hart, I just want to thank you, and I want to thank all the Linden police officers for the hard work they're doing on that. Councilwoman Ormond had said, we are passing a resolution momentarily that will allow for no permanent yard sales for this weekend and even the next weekend. I think we've tried to have 2 or 3 of these yard sales in the 6th Ward, and it has rained every single weekend this year. I think I've tried to have 3, and I think every weekend was a rain out. This weekend was mostly a rain out. So we're passing a resolution, no permit needed, put out whatever you want next weekend. If that rains, it looks like rain, put it out the weekend after. And if I would like to build this map again, I had some bugs in our little Google map that we made, but I'll put a list together and make sure that goes out to the public. I really suggest that anyone trying to have a yard sale, post it on Facebook Marketplace. That's where everyone's looking to buy stuff nowadays. So if you post pictures of what you have and put it on Facebook Marketplace, you're more than likely to get more people to come to your yard sale. That and a couple signs never hurts. And with that, leaf pickup will continue. Leaves are going to continue to fall this month and into next. Please put your leaves out neatly in front and on the side of your house so that it makes it easy for DPW to pick up and clean up. Please make sure they're leaves only. Brush and tree limbs are not part of leaf pickup. And if you have any issues with that, please call me 908-494-5784. And I also hope to see you this Sunday, 2 p.m. In the 6th Ward for our 70th annual Halloween parade. I know the Halloween committee works very hard on this, and it's a great event for everyone and the family. So, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Roman. Councilman Strano.
Thank you, Council President. I have the personnel report. Number 1 in the fire department is approving the permanent appointment of Kevin Schullaver as the fire captain effective November 1st, 2023, at the annual salary of $137.56. B is approving the permanent appointment of Theodore Tibersi to fire captain effective November 1st of 2023 at the annual salary of $137,056. C is approving the permanent appointment of Thomas Werngerter to fire captain effective November 1st, 2023 at the annual salary of $137.56. D is approving the permanent appointment of Michael Perizzoli to fire captain effective November 1st, 2023 at the annual salary of $137.56. E is approving the permanent appointment of Scott Solsky to fire captain effective November 1st of 2023 at the annual salary of $137,056. F is approving the return to the rank of fire lieutenant Barry Kavrick effective October 31st of 2023 at the annual salary of $131,102. G is approving the return to the rank of fire lieutenant for Dominic Principato effective October 31st, 2023, at the annual salary of $131,102. 2, in the police department, accepting the resignation in good standing of Michael Medina, public safety telecommunicator, effective September 21st of 2023. And B is approving the appointment of Yasmin Canty to the public safety telecommunicator trainee effective October 22nd, 2023 at the annual salary of $42,000 pending the successful completion of the city's of Linden's pre-employment requirement. 3, in the recreation division, approving the seasonal list on file in the city clerk's office. B is approving the rate increase for Ed Kushner part-time and a change in title to recreation leader of sports to $22 an hour effective November 1st of 2023. C is approving the change in title for Andre Pearson from recreation leader to recreation aide effective October 18th of 2023 at no change in salary. D is approving the change in title of Amanda Williams from recreation leader to recreation aide effective October 18th, 2023 at no change in salary. 4, in the office of the mayor. A is to approve the seasonal list that's on file in the city clerk's office. 5, in the treasury department. Division of Purchasing approve the appointment and transfer of Diana Menzel to Purchasing Assistant with an annual salary of $55,000 effective October 18th of 2023. 6, a new office to the City Clerk, approving the appointment of Dayanara Rosado, Clerk 1, full-time with the annual salary of $42,000 effective October 26th, 2023. 7, in Community Services, Department of Community Services, amend the date of hire for Chester LaPierre, truck driver, full-time, Tier 2, to October 12th, 2023. B is to amend the date of hire for Kyle Voorhees, tree trimmer, 1, full-time, Tier 2, to September 29th of 2023. And C is approving the appointment of unpaid intern Renato Asan, effective October 18th, 2023, in furtherance of their college degree, to be assigned into transportation properties. D is approving the appointment of the unpaid intern Richard Iseno, effective October 18th, 2023, in furtherance of their college degree. E is accepting the resignation of good standing of Daniel Kratzer, laborer 1, effective 28th, 2023. F is approving the seasonal list that's on file in the city clerk's office. 8 is in the personnel, approving the FMLA, NJFLA leave requests on file with the Personnel Division. I move for approval and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes to all, abstain number 6.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Continue, Councilman Strano.
Thank you, Council President. First, I would like to mention that in my ward, the Range Road culvert will finally be replaced at the end of the month and probably into the beginning of November. This is the little bridge that's on the road that terminates at the Police Pistol Range, where the animal shelter is, Folas, and also Hawk Rise. There will be access provided via detour through that gas transmission pipeline property that's just west of Range Road, entry on Lower Road. With any luck, the project should only be take a week. Wishful thinking, see if it happens that way. In the engineering department or Department of Community Services, also our parking garage should be completed, save for some minor details. We've already had a soft opening, but we're looking forward to that being completed. Probably in the next week or so, it'll be fully open. Looks really good. There's a lot of work. Cost us a lot of money, but I think we're on the track. Should be good for another 20 years, hopefully. I want to shout out to our engineering department, Joe Krobeck in particular, for getting Enbridge to finally do some weed removal and cleanup on their property, which is on Lower Road right across from the DPW. And mentioning our DPW, they are cleaning the catch basins, contrary to some reports. Of particular mention are the basins on Parkway, and those basins may have some leaves on the surface, but they're not clogged. They're connected to the Marcius Creek, which is tidal, so when we get these heavy rains, we'll get flooding there, and the problem is actually exacerbated by Conrail, which has a very small pipeline that leads out to the Arthur Kill, or actually the Rahway River and then the Arthur Kill. That's going to be a project that's going to be going on forever. We finally broke ground on the skate park. Glad to mention that. On Southwood Avenue in Memorial Park, the work right now is waiting for precast inlets, which are actually made out of plastic. They're on order. They should be delivered by the end of next week. Keep our fingers crossed on that one, too. And finally, I've got one more comment to make before I do this, though. I want to wish everybody a safe and enjoyable Halloween. And at this moment, I believe our fire captains that just got promoted are here in the audience. Would you please stand to be recognized? Congratulations. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman Strano. Councilman Medina.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for everyone in attendance, by the way. I know we don't say that a lot, but it does mean a lot to us. Just wanted to cover a couple things here for the 9th Ward. Just want to let the folks know that I'm aware of the quality of life concerns in our community, and I have been addressing them with the appropriate departments within our city. I ask that we just continue to work together, do our part to keep our community safe and enjoyable. And again, as they come in, the issues come in, I will get the right departments involved. And hopefully those issues and concerns will be dealt with accordingly. Just want to mention the 9th and 10th Ward community yard sale. Unfortunately, a lot of rains. We pushed it to 10/21, 10/22 with a rain date of 10/28 to 10/29. Fingers crossed that we do not get any rain, but keep an eye out for any updates on the Linden Sunnyside Facebook page. We'll be posting information, Councilwoman and myself, on the Facebook page there for any updates. However, I'm excited to share that we are, I believe in the next few weeks, we're going to start the sidewalk and paving projects in the 9th Ward on Orchard and Summit Terrace. I believe it's from Princeton to Elmwood. So I'm super excited to see this finally come into fruition. We did a portion of it last year. It's always my favorite time of the year when we're actually paving roads and doing sidewalks, because at the end of the day, that's what we want to get done for the residents. We want to show them that we're putting their tax dollars to work, and we want to provide smooth streets, nice sidewalks to walk, and it just makes everything a lot prettier. Also today I learned that we have the leaf bags in the recycling center, so I will be picking up a bundle. I'll put it on my front steps again, so for anyone that cannot make it down to the recycling center, they can pick up a packet on my front step. I'll be putting out that information on the Sunnyside Facebook page as well. And lastly, I just want to give my condolences to the Poznansky family. There's a gentleman that succumbed to his injuries last week on Wood Avenue, one of our accidents there. Bob was actually one of my original supporters after meeting with him at his home in Morristown, and he continued to be a big supporter. Matter of fact, just the day before the accidents, I met with him because I pick up my son. He lives very, very close to School 10, and we were just discussing, hey, are you my councilman? I guess things got redistricted again and whatnot, but he was sharing some concerns in the immediate neighborhood and whatnot, so it was really shocking to hear that was him on the following day. But he definitely loved his city, he loved his home, he loved his family. He's very, very, very proud. He was a very, very proud man. But just want to give my condolences to the family. If anyone needs anything, you could always call, text me, 908-986-6100, or email me at amedina@linden-nj.gov. But that concludes my report, Council President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Medina. Councilwoman Hudak?
Thank you. In recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I just want to remind everyone to please get your mammograms. And also, please keep several of our police officers in your thoughts and prayers. They've been called back to serve our country, and they are going to continue to protect us. And that is a fitting transition to remind everyone Veterans Day is around the corner, and to always remember those who have served us, who are serving, and who will be serving. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Hudak. Okay, I have a brief report tonight from the Linden Library. The Linden Public Library has a full schedule of events for the upcoming months. Tomorrow, October 18th, there is a Halloween magic show scheduled from 4 to 5 p.m. Also, tomorrow, in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, the library is offering a Dance Our Story program from 4 to 5 p.m., where the youth can learn about the Latin culture through movement. Again, both of those events are tomorrow, October 18th. On October 21st and 28th, the library is offering a program for adults with special needs children. Anna Latona, who is an occupational therapist, will be offering parents suggestions and training on fine motor skills development, self-help skills, as well as fun and games to work with your special needs child. I urge all parents or caregivers of children with special needs to come out and to learn some of these great techniques, and also to network with other parents. Again, that's October 21st and 28th. They also have many other programs, such as their chair yoga, the Terrific Toddlers program. Next week, they're having the NJ Paranormal program in the evening. So all this information can be found on the Linden Library website at lindenlibrary-nj.gov. Also, I know Councilman Rivas mentioned it, but I received a message from the department head of the ESL bilingual program in the Linden Public Schools, just to remind parents that, again, tomorrow evening is the ESL bilingual parent night from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Deerfield School Number 9, which is located at 1401 Deerfield Terrace. Dinner and childcare will be provided, so please come out and find out more information on the ESL bilingual programs for children in the city. Before I turn it over to the mayor, I just want to extend my condolences to the Cefello family. Sharon Cefello was an employee of the city of Linden. She passed the other day. She worked in the Public Works Department. She was a legal secretary. So again, our deepest condolences to the Cefello family. Mayor Armstead?
Yes, thank you, Council President. First, let me start off by congratulating Kevin Schulhafer, Theodore Tabersi, Thomas Wingirter, Michael Perizzoli, and Scott Solsky on being promoted to fire captains. These positions just aren't given out to our young men. They actually take tests and they earn them. A tremendous amount of work goes into becoming, getting promoted to these titles. So congratulations once again. Keep up the good work. I'm confident you'll all do very well in your new assignments. Secondly, I'd like to congratulate Linden's very own Cassandra Corbett McGee. She was promoted to the presiding judge of the Union County Municipal Courts, and that's a huge thing. That means she'll be in charge of all the courts in Union County. And again, she's our very own Cassandra Corbett McGee, right from the 4th Ward on Henry Street. Her family's been in town for a very long time, and she is the right person at the right time for this particular job, and I'm certain she's going to do an excellent job. Next, moving on to developments. Today we had our technical review committee meet today with regard to the Park Plastic property. Now, we've been talking about getting this property developed now, I would say for the last 6 or 7 years now. But finally, we're starting to see some daylight at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully we'll have a shovel in the ground by the spring of 2024. So we're looking forward to it. That's been a pretty dismal-looking property over the last few years, and we like to, develop wherever we can, especially if it's going to add value to the community and make the neighborhood look nicer. Other news, we have LA Fitness will be coming to the Legacy Square. That will be in November. We also plan on having our second Wawa open down at Legacy Square in November. If you go down Style Street, you'll see at the Dunkin', at the Superfresh property, there's a Dunkin' Donuts being built there, and with any luck, that'll be open within the next month or so. There was a delay in some equipment, a backlog in some of the equipment that was needed, air conditioning units that couldn't be obtained. So with any luck, we'll have that open in a month or two. And finally, I don't know if any of you have ever been to Newark and you had a pastrami sandwich purchased at Cooper's, but it's one of the best. It reminds me of this pastrami sandwiches you'd buy at Big Stash's back in the day. So Cooper's is coming to Linden. They'll be on West St. George Avenue, right across from the Wells Fargo Bank. So we're looking forward to them coming in. Yesterday they were setting up. They actually made me a sandwich, and I had it for lunch today. But they make a great pastrami sandwich. And again, I'll say it's on par with the old pastrami sandwiches we got from Big Stash. We could go in, you can buy one sandwich and order 2 extra slices of bread and make 2 sandwiches out of it. So Cooper's makes a great sandwich, and we're looking forward to them coming to Linden. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, we'll now move on to resolutions. We have, this evening, we have resolutions 2023-354 to 2023-381. Can we have a motion for approval, please?
Council President, I move for approval of resolutions 2023-354 through 2023-380, and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak.
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. We'll now move on to ordinances on first reading, beginning with ordinance number 6769, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 5 Animal Control of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 5 Animal Control, Sections 5-1.2, Annual License and Tag, Placement of Tags on Dogs, and Section 5-1.3, Number of Dogs Limited, shall be and the same is hereby amended as follows. Delete Sections 5-1.2 and 5-1.3 in its entirety, and add new Sections 5-1.2 and 5-1.3.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6769, please?
Yes, Council President, I make a motion for the introduction of ordinance 67-69 and ask for a second.
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6770, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 4 General Licensing of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 4 General Licensing, Section 4-35.18, Regulations Governing Inspections, Capacity, Equipment, and Maintenance of Vehicles, shall be and the same is hereby amended as follows. Delete Section 4-35.18 in its entirety, add new Section 4-35.18.
Can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6770, please?
Yes, Council President, I make a motion for the introduction of ordinance 6770 and ask for a second.
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak? Yes. Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6771, please.
An ordinance amending Chapter 11 entitled Rent Control. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 11 entitled Rent Control shall be and the same is hereby amended to add and/or replace the following select provisions. Section 2, amend 11-1 Definitions and Price Index. Section 4, add new Section 11-4 entitled Rent Leveling Board Attorney and Appointment of Staff.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6771, please?
Council President, I move for the introduction of ordinance 67-71, and I respectfully ask for a second.
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6772, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7 Traffic of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden that Section 1, Chapter 7 Traffic shall be and the same is hereby amended as follows. Add new section 7-19, parking, stopping, or standing prohibited at all times, safety stick zone.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6772, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance 6772 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
No.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6773, please.
An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Establishing the Schedule of Titles, Salary Ranges, and Regulations for Maintaining the Classification and Salary Standardization Plan of all employees of the City of Linden, passed August 15th, 1995, and approved August 16th, 1995. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, add Schedule 4RR5.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6773, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to introduce ordinance number 6773 and request a second.
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina.
Yes.
Hudak.
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're now going to move on to comments from members of the public in attendance on city business only. No personal, political, or derogatory comments. Not to exceed 3 minutes, please. When we give it, Mr. Halloran, please state your name and address for the record, please.
Craig Halloran, 120 Donaldson Place. I have a question. Several meetings ago, it was brought up about having a town hall regarding the refinery and railroad safety and stuff like that. I do hope that that meeting is coming up soon. The second thing is communication is always key to healthy relationships between the public and the governing bodies that work with them. Myself do not use social media. I finally got around to getting a smartphone. I'm still catching up with the technology. How can this governing body provide better communication with the citizens of Linden? A perfect example is the Budget and Finance Committee meetings open to the general public. That's it. Thank you very much.
All right. Mr. Halloran, just to update you, I had a conversation with Chief Haskell today. We're in the process of, some of our firemen are going for additional training, which we are going to have a meeting regarding the railroads on, okay? And Mrs. Zach, our committee meetings are not open to the public like that for the budget hearings, all right? It's still in committee. They're not open to the public. Okay, that's why we have the caucus meeting. Our council members have the opportunity, as well as members of the public, to come in and make, and have questions.
Council President?
Yes.
If I may, just, Craig, yes, we're, as the elected members of each ward of council, we are assigned to committees. Some of us are assigned to the Budget Committee, and they do work with Alexis and other, Alexis obviously takes it from all the other department heads to work on a final budget. However, by state mandate, and we're rather open with it, we do have public budget hearings that we invite the public to, not only through the newspaper, but also, I mean, can communication get better? Can always get better, but we do have a very open process on the budget that people can come and ask questions about. We have our own separate budget hearing, let alone a council meeting.
Thank you, Councilman
Uh,
Rickard. Okay, in all our committee meetings, everything's in committee. Suggestions are made, sometimes they're voted on, sometimes they're a nay. So we don't open our committee meetings open to
Okay,
the
no,
public.
I do appreciate that, but I do go through the city budget line by line myself, and I know that
And like I
I've
said,
passed-
Mrs. Zach is always willing and
always,
able
and she's
to
very
answer any
helpful
questions,
and
I
answers my
know.
questions. But I know one year I did ask the city clerk to make copies to give to each of the council members my comment and, questioned on the city budget, and I never heard anything from any of the council members on my comments. Thank you very much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
All right, thank you. Okay, David July, I believe, is that correct? Okay, please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, how you guys doing? My name is David July, 710 Worth Avenue in Linden, New Jersey. I was here maybe the beginning of the year, and I spoke about receiving my local municipal cannabis license. Since then, I received my state license, and recently I've found space off the grid in the industrial section of Linden. I'm here now to just ask, I know it goes through everyone here, the chief of police, the councilman, the mayor. This is a hefty investment that me and my partners have to invest in, and we just kind of wanted to make sure that everyone was on board. It's on the, you guys approved it for the town, but I just want to make sure that, everyone was on board. I know a written letter of approval is only good for, the municipal submission, well, part of the municipal submission, but just for my partner's sake and my sake and the landlord's sake, we have to pay these people a year up front, the landlord. So if everyone is on board, if I can maybe have some type of letter, just stating like, okay, I'm on board. I'm not giving David his municipal approval until, you know, a lease is signed and everything is followed through. But it's just some type of, small, just initial, just saying I'll be a part of it, and I agree.
All right. Mr. Antonelli, would you be able to?
We'll both give a little background. This particular location is,
Mayor, we actually found a different location.
oh, okay, different location.
Actually, it's on 1 Sertecho, Stercho Road. I spoke to the zoning about it. He couldn't pull it up, but actually, I just went there today and viewed it and everything. It's way off. It's like off of Linden Avenue, all the way down. That's why I kind of wanted to speak today, so I can. After this, I can maybe send like an email to everyone, just showing the space, just so I can get some, you know, more of a strong approval.
Well, I know the first location you mentioned, the only one small problem was that it had to be so many feet away from city property, and we thought that because it was down near the airport, that would be, you know, we don't consider, I mean, when we talk about city property, we talk about like schools and places where the public gathers, you know, like a recreation center. So the first location you had was ideal, because while it didn't fit into that criteria of having the proper number of feet away from a public entity, which is the airport, you were so close.
Yeah.
I mean, you're only short by a few feet, and again, our intention was not for the airport, it was for places like libraries,
right,
and recreation centers. So when I spoke to you a few months ago, I told you that basically, you know, you would have to go in front of the board for that small variance, which I thought was very minor, and it would probably go through. Now, I'm not too familiar with the other location that you're talking about, and so it'd be very difficult for me to say as a mayor that I could let everybody be on board, because I'd have to look at it and
Yeah.
consult with the attorneys. And again, there may be some variances required for you to be able to operate there. So with that said, I'll let Dan Antonelli talk.
I mean, what I would suggest is Mark Rotaco. Where's Mark?
Right there behind you.
He's our construction official, a man of many hats, our zoning official. Not sure if you had any contact with Mr. Rotaco, but you know, what you're asking for is something from this governing body, which they frankly don't have any information upon which to say yes or no to your request, which I am assuming it's some sort of letter of approval that you could provide as a part of your application process to the state with regard to your license. So I would speak with Mr. Rotaco perhaps as soon as the meeting ends. We do have several ordinances on the books that speak to this issue. There is a process. I do know Mark previously as to another potential cannabis entity gave his thoughts on the location and whether or not he thought that would comply with the zoning and our ordinances. So I think that's the person that you should really meet with. And then from there, we could have a continuing dialogue about whether or not we get to the next step, which is getting some sort of tacit approval, if you will, from the governing body that you need as a part of your application to the Cannabis Commission.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rotaco is right there. He can give you his business card. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Kazar?
John Kaiser, 23 West Munsell Avenue. All right, so I had stuff I was going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about totally different stuff. I'm going to mention this gentleman's first thing. I was at the meeting a month ago. Let's not, for lack of a better term, blow smoke up this guy's ass. But you guys voted no, right? You guys were vehemently against this, especially Mohammed and Mr. Strano. When you were talking about this, he was like, what? No, we said no. You need to look into that, first of all. When they say you need their approval, I was at the meeting. There's a meeting on Monday prior to this one, and they were all like, no, we don't want this in the town. So I hope you're not leading, that's the same thing, right? Is that, no, it's different? Okay, so that was manufacturing and all, he's talking about something else? Okay, no problem, I don't want to
We've
go
approved
on.
cultivation and manufacturing in designated areas of the town.
Okay, I just know you guys voted no on that, okay. Anyways, happy birthday to my brother, Jamie, he's a great guy. Some of you probably don't even know I have a brother, right? No, yeah, he's so opposite of me, quiet, doesn't care about any of this stuff. Congrats to the fire captains back there, awesome. I live right next to them. I see the hard work all the men and women do at the fire department. So I came to talk about something else, but I have to address something, and I'm gonna try to be as PC as I can about this, all right? October 3rd, there was a fatal accident at Gibbons and Northwood Avenue. It's my friend's father. It's 2 weeks now. I'm not gonna pretend I know how things go down with this, investigations and all, but there's no police report right now. I don't know how long this takes. I know we mentioned it a little bit yesterday, but you said you really couldn't speak much about it, so I'm gonna assume that there's some kind of investigation. I know the mayor's secretary went to the wake, and it's nice that she went, but there were some things mentioned as maybe she was there to kind of smooth things over. Again, rest in peace, Mr. Poznansky. I'm looking at the pictures, and it's really difficult to see, the girls that were involved. They were taken care of by EMTs, and seeing them on the ground, it's tough. I do know, again, I'm not going to pretend I know the protocol and how things are supposed to go, but, the man who died the accident was at 10:04, and he was still in his car at 10:40. But I know the professionals on the scene, there was some miscommunication as to where he was. So the family's a little upset about that, and I'm just here to advocate for it. I just hope that the powers that be make this available. Maybe somebody can answer me now how long it takes to get a police report on this, because I feel maybe it's a little long, but I just hope that nothing is swept under the rug, because the rumor mill is starting to swirl with this about who is involved and stuff. That's it. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, can we have a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting, please?
So moved.
Second.
Orman?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemerkaitis?
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to comments from members of the governing body. 1 minute, Councilwoman Orman.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I just would like to let the residents of the First Ward and also the City of Linden know that there's going to be a community meeting at the Gregorio Center on November 1st from 7 to 9 p.m. The Linden Police Department will be doing a presentation on some of the things going on in Linden. It'll be an open forum, and all are welcome to attend. It's a great opportunity to meet our men and women who protect and serve our community. So once again, November 1st, between 7 and 9 p.m. at the JTG Center, which is located on Helen Street. So I'd love to see people out there, especially from the First Ward. There are a lot of questions about public safety, and like just some general questions. So this is your opportunity to come out, meet the people who can really answer your questions, our wonderful men and women in blue who protect and serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Orman. Councilman Strano?
Yes, Council President, on a sad note, there's a lot of sadness going around, and it's sad. But when you mentioned our former employee that passed away, Sharon Cefello, and I just want to mention that, condolences to the Helfrich family. Helfrich is Sharon's maiden name, and that's how I know her. I know going back like 40 years. I'm friends with her brother and her nephew and nieces, and just want to reach out to the Helfrich family as well. Also, there's going to be, I failed to mention this in my report, there's a voluntary Blue Acres cleanup that's hosted by Phillips 66 and Infinium. It's going to be held on Friday, October 27th. The group musters at the 7th Ward Rec Center on the corner of Trimley Point Road and Main Street. They usually meet up around 8 a.m. or so. And Phillips and/or Infineon will provide snacks and coffee in the morning, and they also provide a lunch. Usually it's pizza for all the volunteers, and hopefully it won't rain. Just be prepared to put in some sweat equity. And thank you if you do show up.
All right, thank you, Councilman Strano. And I just want to mention, Councilwoman Hudak touched on it, Veterans Day is coming up. We have many monuments around the city. We have our veterans that go around to them. It's a great opportunity to go and thank the veterans for all they do for our country. So, again, please don't forget to thank them on Veterans Day. All right, the next council meetings will be as follows. Council conference meeting Monday, November 20th at 6 p.m. in the council conference room, City Hall. Council conference meeting prior to the council meeting, Tuesday, November 21st at 6 p.m. in the council conference room. Council meeting Tuesday, November 21st at 7 p.m. in the council chambers in City Hall. These meetings will be held in person. Can we have a motion to adjourn, please?
I make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Yes. Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Aye.
Strano?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes.